Welcome back to another lesson. Today we're going to do something a little different and really fun. I actually get asked this question quite a bit. How do I give a guitar lesson? So today we're going to go through some of the steps to lead you to a successful guitar lesson. Say you have a friend who just picked up a guitar or they got passed down a guitar. You're looking to jam with this buddy. So here's a few things that you can do that will lead you to a successful first guitar lesson. First off, please subscribe and like this video. There's other videos on my channel as well. I'm going to pull examples from different videos. I will link all of those below and let you know when those examples come up. Don't forget to check out lastguitarexperience.com. I have a ton of videos on there and printable tabs. So if you want the tab for this lesson today and all the riffs that we're going to go over, go to lastguitarexperience.com, print off this lesson, and bring it to your friend's house when you're giving them their first guitar lesson. Make it really easy, just walk through it. When I start with a guitar, I don't really even think about the left hand. I like to think just about the right hand. So we're going to go through a few little things like the zeros, and this is coming off of my Ultimate Guitar Worksheet, where you're just going up and down. We're going to talk about this a little bit more at the end. This one's really about just thinking about good posture, making sure that they have a good upright stance, they're not leaning over the guitar, and also just feeling out the strings a little bit over here when you get started. Okay, so your first easy riff. Now this riff is something that I like to get the student to think about humming, okay? I don't mind Happy Birthday. Everybody knows it. It's a great lick to do. I'm not going to do Happy Birthday. I'm more of a Star Wars guy. So if we think about Star Wars, we're going to think about the main theme, and we're going to think about Darth Vader, okay? Darth Vader's theme. So the main theme, think about spaceships. Think about the letters, the yellow letters scrolling across the screen in the space. If you can hum the melody, it goes dun 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 dun, right? So right off the bat, nice and light, you're thinking, right? So that's the beginning. If you can get them to play that and hear the melody, then you're off to a great start. So that's 0 0 0 0 on the next string, and we're gonna hit a 3, walk down like that, up to the octave, and you can go around in a circle if you wanted to. Let's go through this a little slower. 0 0 0 0, 3 on the B string, 1 0 2, high 3, low 3, 1 0 2, high 3, low 3, 1 0 1 2. And that's going to finish off the song for you. Let's not think about notes right now. When you think about notes in theory and you start talking about it to beginners, it can be really daunting and take a lot of the fun out of it. So I don't really even like to talk about that stuff until maybe the third or fourth lesson. But if we want, we can introduce them to some chords. We're going to show you a couple chords to introduce them at the end and explain, hey, if you stack 3 notes on top of each other, that makes a chord. So we're going to do little chords at the end too. All right, my second Star Wars theme, Darth Vader. When you think of Darth Vader, you think angry, vengeful, menacing, right? A lot of power. So we're going to lean into this A string. We're going to go ba, 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 ba. Again, get your friend to hum the tune. Visualize the song before you even play it on the guitar. So here's an A. Okay, so that's Darth Vader, right? Walking in, angry. Make sure you tell them to play nice and loud on this one. You can even get them to angle the pick a little bit into the string. This goes back to just playing with the zeros and moving that pick around the strings a little bit. walk you through this here. We got A, low F, 3 on the A string. So that's twice. Once, twice. Then up on E here, I use my second finger on the 2 on the D string. Walk down, little finger roll. Again, that second part is E, 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 up a fret, down, pinky. That's going to be tough for the beginners. Now you've got 2 riffs. They've visualized the song, they've hummed the song, they've played the song on guitar, they've made that music come to life. Pretty magical moment. Very fun. Okay, let's up this now. Let's do some harder riffs. So if they get those 2 riffs, and again, there's lots of different riffs out there. There's no bad way to give a first lesson if you do a few things right. Challenge them. Don't challenge them too much. Make it fun, and leave them with some good techniques and some things to think about. So after they pick up those 2 riffs, I like to show them a little bit of a blues pattern. Now, a lot of people like to do the blues starting E. And you use your pinky there, or you can use your 3rd finger. Depends on your reach. I always go long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. And you're explaining the swing to them, right? Dun, 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 dun. Switch down to A. Always groups of 4 or 8 just to start. Now the B, I like to stretch out like that. Or you can do it like this. Now if your friend is just starting the guitar, there's no way they're going to ever be able to do this. So I have a way around it. Instead of doing the blues in E, we're going to do the blues in A. So doing the blues in A, you don't actually have to stretch out and do that B. All the blues in A is on the 2s and the 4s, and we're just going to go up and down in this position right here. So if we start on A, we can actually start on A here. Then we drop down a D, and back to A. Now we're going E, and then D, and then A. So that's full circle on A in the blues. If you think about A in the blues, you're doing A here, D, A, E, D, and A. So you are doing that 1-4-5 blues progression. Let's do that one more time slow. And again, to explain the swing, I kind of think long, short, long, short, long, short. And if you've ever listened to music, you've heard a little bit of swing. It is a little bit weird in the right hand to get that going, but after a while, it should become quite natural. Back to A, low E, the D, right? You actually don't even have to go to the D after the E. It actually does sound okay if you just go back to the A. And again, once they start playing this, then you can implement a little bit of jamming. You can actually be the one to play the minor pentatonic underneath this. Do a little bit of blues riffing, right? Either you give it into them A or E minor, and then you're jamming. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to take out the D this time, second time around. So now we'll do E, and then just back to A. Right? All right, if you've gotten this far already, you're absolutely killing it in your lesson already. So great job. Keep it going with a few more blues-inspired riffs. So these are riffs that start on the low E and then go to the A, but they're technically the same riffs, just move down a set of strings. You'll see this in music all the time. Here are a few examples of ones that I really like to show people on their first or second lessons. One popular song is Day Tripper by the Beatles. So here's Day Tripper. So that's the riff on the low E. Once we finish the riff on the low E, we can go to the A string. And then back to the low E. So this riff is tricky. Again, I always stick to the 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing, where if your finger is on the next fret, then you can just use that finger. This one, you might have students try to use their pinky there. That's fine as well. It's going to be a little bit of a stretch if you've never played the guitar before. So again, we're going E, A, E. We get that natural little blues progression going on. It's great to hear that in your brain as these riffs are going together, and you kind of start to think, oh, music isn't that hard. We're just kind of bouncing around different root notes, playing the same riff. Let me walk you through that riff really quickly, okay? 0, 3, 4, 2, 2, open, 2, 4, 2, 0, 2. So definitely some coordination that takes place in the fingers, right? And the same riff. Okay, I got one more riff for you. This one's going to be the trickiest one, but again, this is a lot of fun. If you can, get them to play around with the strings a little bit. I like to do this one. This is Pipeline by the Ventures, okay? So this one has a cool... So again, you can have them just have some fun with the strings, right? Guitar isn't supposed to be about putting yourself in a box. You're supposed to be breaking out of different things and doing different things. So get them really comfortable doing different things like that. Strike an E minor chord. If you show them that, that's one of the first chords I start with. It's really easy. Right, even that's a little complicated. Let's just go for the riff here. So if you make it that far, you can give them the chords. I like to just do this riff back and forth from E to A. Again, you're getting them that sense of blues in a riff. So it's really important to set that in there and let them know, hey, music isn't actually that complicated. Sometimes just moving around the same riff, right? So if you got as far as to show them an E minor, that's great. You can start telling them, hey, a chord is just 3 notes stacked on top of each other. One of the first chords that I kind of show people is G. So if you walk up E, F, F sharp, G, there's the G note. And to make a really easy, basic beginner G, you can just strum the bottom 3 strings. And that is your G chord, right? Just let them know it's a G. You don't have to let them know anything else, right? Just say, hey, you're playing a chord. It's 3 notes stacked on top of each other. G. Then you can move them down. That's a nice chord too, really pretty, right? It's a G major 7. Don't have to let them know that. G7. And now this one is tricky. Once you hit this one, then you drop, right? And you got a C chord, right? Bottom 3 strings, 0, 1, 0. If you want, start them off with a little strumming pattern even, right? Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. If they're playing that and you know your scales, you can actually do a little diddle over top of that too, right? and start doing some soloing underneath their chords or over top their chords. Fun stuff. Again, don't be too hard on them, okay? It's their first guitar lesson. If they can't really get something, just move on. Look at it later. Find something that they do really like. A couple riffs that I didn't really do that are really beginner riffs are the Smoke on the Water riffs, Iron Man by Black Sabbath. And there's a few other ones like Seven Nation Army. That's a great one just to be moving with your first finger up and down on one string. So those are a few riffs that are my favorite. Let's leave your guitar student with some good techniques, okay? Before we move on, let's just go over the 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? First finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. You can walk down as well. Fourth finger, third finger, second finger, first finger. Now when you're doing this, make sure they're not pushing down too hard. Make sure their fingers are right next to the frets. Back here, it's going to buzz out on them. Get nice and close to the frets. Another thing that I noticed that a lot of beginners do is once they hit the next string, they tend to lift off these back ones, right? You don't want to do that. Just keep your hand down. Keep your hand low and down. You don't want to be lifting up these fingers. Nothing you do back here matters. So why don't you just keep those fingers on the board, okay? And when you're lifting off your pinky and you're going back down, keep your hand nice and above the board. Well, I hope this lesson treated you well and you can go give a friend their first guitar lesson. If you have any questions, please leave these comments below, and I look forward to reading them and replying with any answers that can help you deliver a great first guitar lesson. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to go to lastguitarexperience.com. You can find all of these lessons with printable tabs and Guitar Pro setting versions as well. So you can print those off, follow along, make it really easy. Go to your friend's house, give them the first lesson, show them all these riffs, teach them good technique, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss another lesson.